What's up? What up, kings and queens? Great morning, great day. What's happening, everybody? What's going on? It's your man here, Chris, the sales coach and a marketing superman. Just want to pop on really quick. I gotta run some errands here this morning, so I just want to pop on really quick and just share some good wisdom with you, some good nuggets with you. And as you guys coming on, type a GM in the chat. Let me know also where you're chiming in from as well. But I just want to share one quick nugget with you guys. People reach out to me, and a lot of folks be asking me, "Hey, Chris, how do you pray? Like what are some things you pray for, right?" And if you would ask me this a few years back, you would have heard all kinds of different answers, right? Different things that I pray for, and over the last couple of years, God has taught me. Maybe a lot of police up here, so let me slow down. God has taught me how to pray, right? And specifically, especially when it comes to my business. And so, what I've discovered is that there are 5 things that you should pray for, especially if you're an entrepreneur. And here, I want to share with you one of the 5 things to pray for. And in the next upcoming videos, I'll share those other 4 remaining things you should pray for as well. But one thing you should pray for, and I'm going to say this too. If you can begin to model success, successful people understand a phrase called success leaves clues. And what successful people do is that they find a blueprint, they find a model that's working, and begin to do that. See, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is trying to reinvent the wheel, right? So don't try to go and reinvent the wheel. Find a model or blueprint that works and go and do it and see what happens, right? It's a good possibility that you will get similar results as well. But I say that to say, one of the persons in the Bible, a good person to model a prayer life, at least at the beginning of his life, is Solomon, right? King Solomon was the son of David. And if you don't know the story, feel free to go read, First Kings and all that good stuff there. But basically, he was the son of King David. And God came to him one night when he became king. After David had died and gave Solomon the kingdom, God came to him one night, and God gave him like a blank check, right? I can imagine if this had been said to one of us, especially those of us live in America. But God gave him a blank check, and the blank check was, God said, "Ask me anything, and I'll do it." It was a blank check, and instead of like most people, most Americans, right? He didn't ask for fame, riches, other things to please the flesh. He didn't ask to take out all my enemies. He asked for wisdom. And by asking for wisdom, because he needed wisdom to judge the people, right? He was in a position of huge responsibility. And he wanted to make sure that in that position, he could execute justice and execute righteousness and be the kind of person that God wanted him to be. So he asked God for wisdom, okay? And God not only granted him wisdom, God also said, since you asked for wisdom to be able to judge my people right, I'm going to give you all the riches, all the fame, all the wealth, where there will be no other person on this earth can ever compare to the amount of wealth and riches you're going to have. So the first thing that I pray for is wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom is simply being able to execute in a way that God wants you to execute. Being able to do the things the way God wants you to do things, right? Bible talks about in James, if you're like not sure what you want God to do, God said, ask me for wisdom, and he will give it to you freely, right? But so God wants to give you wisdom. You just got to ask for wisdom. Wisdom to run the business, wisdom to handle riches, wisdom to do the right things with your talent, wisdom to do the right things with money, wisdom to do the right things with time, wisdom to make the right decisions, right? You need to ask for wisdom and ask God in faith for that wisdom. Because God said in James, if you ask God and you're doubting, he said, don't bother. Why ask me? It's like being tossed back and forth on a ship, on the ocean. So God said that if you want to ask me for wisdom, I will give it to you freely and without reproach. So the first thing I pray for, the 5 things I pray for, is wisdom. I want God's wisdom, not my wisdom, not what I think is the right thing to do, not what I think are the sound things to do. I want God's wisdom, because I know if God gives me his wisdom, all things will work together for my good, no matter what, right? No matter if it feels good, if it feels bad, no matter if some things happen that I didn't want to happen or some things happen that I did want to happen. I know that if God gives me wisdom, right, to make those right decisions, to make those right choices, then I know everything's going to work out in my favor. So that makes sense. Type a 1 in the chat right now if that makes sense. So one of the 5 things I pray for is wisdom. In my next upcoming videos, I will share with you the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th things that I pray for. And if you begin to use these and do this as a habit, I promise you things will change in your life and business. All right, type a 1 in the chat. That makes sense. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool. Good deal. All right, guys. So, hey, I just want to pop on, share that nugget with you. Share this video with others. Other folks can be able to participate and check this out as well. And if it's the first time checking me out, follow me here at Chris the Sales Coach for more exciting, helpful videos as well, my friend. Till next time, remember this: put God first in all that you do, and you too shall succeed. Peace and God bless.